Hey, welcome to BreitWerks. So we've got a 88 factory slant nose in here, silver, and we are doing an AC upgrade. So you have to start with one end, and I usually start up here and then bring the hoses back. But yeah, because you got to get all the routings correct. See how this hose has a lifelong kink in it, but we'll get everything routed correctly, and these clamps get interlaced. So there's some cute little things that Porsche does, but the cool part is we're going to get all this stuff cleaned up, and it's going to look gorgeous, and we are going to make it look as factory, as original as absolutely possible. So we'll get all this stuff cleaned up, and we'll keep you apprised as we're going along. So we're going to get after it, and we'll check in with you. Yep, factory white zip ties. So not sure if we have any white zip ties, but the good news is that goes behind a little fiberglass piece. But we may have to go get some white zip ties just to make sure we keep that appearance. All right, see you in the next segment. A little bit of a funky routing here. Looks like the big hose that goes to the front of the condenser. All right, big hose comes straight underneath here, and then the little hose actually loops back here and then has a clamp on it right there, and then comes up and around. So we're gonna have to make sure that we keep that orientation straight. All right, so before we get too far, we've got a lot of our stuff cleaned up. Cleaned the saddle, a little corrosion on it, so now it's all cleaned. We've got a lot of the brackets cleaned up for the suction side. And let's see, where are we? We got all kinds of hoses hanging out here. One of the things I like to do when I take the front condenser out is clean and wax this area. You'll never ever be in there again, but that way it has a coat of wax on it for protection. But we've got the front lines run, and we're going to do a new front evaporator condenser, only because there was a lot of rust in the system, and we cleaned out the rear one because they're very hard to get, but the front ones are pretty easy to get, so we're just going to replace that. And then same thing under here where the hoses run, everything was waxed and cleaned. And now we have to replace this guy that's hanging down here and this guy with the one that is the new one. These are all barrier hoses, and then we got our new one here. So that's where we're at. We've got all the lines running the back, put the new hose in, used all the same original clamps, same orientation. So unless somebody looks real close at the printing, made in the USA, everything under here is as stock as can be. But yeah, we're gonna get going and see if we can get to that front evap box, get it out, and change that evaporator out. All right, we'll get on with it, and we'll see you in a bit. So we've got the lines all tied up to the car, but here's a fun fact. Maybe the next time you go to a Porsche club event and they're playing trivia, this zip tie from the factory, which holds the suction line coming out of the evaporator, is black. Every other zip tie that Porsche uses is usually clear or white, but this one was black, so we replaced it with a black one. So yeah, there you go. You can win a beer off of your Porsche friends when they say, no, zip ties are all white on Porsche classic cars, because there is a black one. And there's also 3 spots where Porsche uses a actual lock washer, not a wavy, but a lock washer there, and there on the M6s, which is not very often on these cars. All right, fun facts for the day. So we've got the old compressor. We're pulling off the manifolds and cleaning those up because those get put on the new compressor. So can't have grungy manifolds. So this is post cleaning, and we'll get that installed and then get it in the car. So the good news is I was able to source some white zip ties, or clear. So we've got the proper zip ties back in the front left fender. Why so much focus on zip ties? I don't know. Race cars use zip ties, right? So if Porsche is putting zip ties on their road cars, it's homage to their race cars. Anyway, zip ties are the least of our worries. Now we gotta figure out how to get this guy back in. We got him all cleaned up. And yes, that is clean. That's clean Cosmoline. So I'm okay with Cosmoline. I just don't like dirty. So we're gonna get that put back in here. See if we can find each of these little holes that Porsche kind of sort of made, and get her back together. So we'll get going on that, and we'll check back with you in a little bit. All right, we've been able to get all the infrastructure installed. So we got the new compressor in, modified for our 134 fittings. We've got our hoses in, and we were able to reuse the original I don't know, foam, I guess. And then we touched up the first rear condenser. And then we got our hoses. All the clamps are correct. So down here, got all the same clamps that it came with. And then one last little finishing touch. I even cleaned up and reused the original factory orange cover for the sight glass, or yellow maybe. But got the pieces installed back in the slant nose, as well as everything tidied up in the evap box. So that is it for the install of the AC system. This is a 1988 factory slant 930S. So we're in pretty good shape. Tomorrow we'll get on with the chemistry of getting all the vacuum stuff and all that boring stuff. So thanks for watching. Give you a little peek at the inside, because not many people have seen the original factory 930S wheel. But hey, she's only got less than 40,000 miles on her. So she's a gorgeous specimen. Thanks for following along on this little HVAC project for this 930 slant. If you have any questions, give me a call. Better yet, check us out at BreitWerks.com and schedule an appointment for your update. Thanks for watching. Click that subscribe button if you liked the video.